Hello everybody, my name is Powasaurus.Rex and welcome to a new redstone video. Before I get too far into this tree farm, I want to say Blazing Cat, I'm sorry this video took so long to get out, but we have ourselves a tree farm here. Largely based off of Nimbomb's design, just made a little more compact, I guess, and also added sapling recirculation and item filtering here to filter out sticks and apples, because both of those are drops that we can receive from a break in a tree, or break in leaves, I guess. We have a ton of bone meal here, and yeah, there's a couple command blocks. This one just removes logs as they're pushed out, and then these ones we'll use to spawn in saplings so we can watch it from the top. You walk in here, step up on this block, and you'll stand here and place your saplings here. This is our on-off switch down here. This is our Acacia mode switch, and this is our oak mode switch. So flick it on, and we can go up and spawn in a jungle sapling. And yeah, it works nice and fast, nice and reliable. We can let's go down here, and we'll see. It had a couple things, I guess, in that dropper down there. A little bit of bamboo and a little bit of redstone. Let's grab a jungle sapling, and you'll see we can just press and hold down right on this dirt block, and it'll just keep growing saplings. And eventually, there they are. Yeah, we'll get the saplings spat out each time it goes around. And yeah, one each time. See, there's probably, stockpile building up in there, which is what we like to see. So I guess we can check out the Acacia mode now. All it does, instead of pulsing through the whole cycle twice, it does one cycle, and then it just does these two sides again, and we can see that here, because 9 times out of 10, all the logs will get stacked up in the center, all the leftover logs will get stacked up in there, and if not, well, then they just get pushed over the next time. And so you can see we've gotten rid of all the logs. And you can also see by these leaves left over, there's 2 spots that all of these pistons can't reach. And that's the center, because we're pulling the logs out with this one, and then this guy, because we have these pistons here to push the logs over and out. And you can see we're slowly filling in blocks with air there. Yeah, just like that. Grabs them. So these guys fire first. This side, just a tick before this side. That way any logs in this position here can get pushed over. So first of all, no obsidian, no immovable blocks here, nothing to protect our redstone. But this tree farm, the way these pistons are set up, it can nearly clear out all these blocks. So it'll be fine with these guys. The only issue, let's turn off Acacia mode, just so we can flick through this. This button here, when we get to building, you'll see that this button is not required, but it is helpful if you run into a case like this. And so now we won't be able to get that one log out, because this is the one spot where the trees or the pistons can't reach. Just get rid of those. But that won't prevent, say, acacia or oak trees from growing. It'll just prevent spruce, because spruce has to be totally clear. This area has to be totally clear. Oh, and I guess we should have Acacia mode on if we're growing acacia. Yeah, so that's this thing here. Oh, and then this is optional. This is for the oak mode, so we'll flick this lever here. Sends a signal up these rails. You can use redstone as well, like I've used here. And just brings these slime blocks down. Got that idea from Mango. And now we can use oak without worrying. This will allow 6 high oak to grow without worrying about large oaks causing an issue, which they don't for a while. I managed to go about 45 minutes before I ran into an issue. And here we can bring this back up, so just flick that once it's down. It's just a little flying slime block flying machine. And so there, we got a large oak right off the bat there. And we can turn on Acacia mode if we have large oaks. And yeah, pretty much gets rid of all of the logs. One of the issues with oak, and of course we're only getting short ones right now, but one of the issues is you can get ones that'll have like blocks out to the wall, so out on these walls, and those guys can cause issues. Alright, let's start with the tutorial. We'll start back here. We have a dirt block. We'll build it in the same direction. And so this is a 12 by 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we'll need, we'll be standing out about here. Placing our block, we need 6 in the opposite direction. Let's take those off. 6 in the opposite direction, and then 5 blocks space in each of these 3 directions. And we'll start, we have our dirt block here as reference, so 3 blocks down. Below the dirt block, we'll have a redstone repeater facing the direction we'll be standing on 2 ticks. And that'll come up into a block here, and this is a little comparator pulse extender that will stop our bone meal from dispensing when the tree farm is doing its magic, flushing. When the tree farm's harvesting, I guess would be the proper word. And we come down here, and we're gonna need a redstone block there. And then here, this is a comparator clock. And when we set this onto subtract mode, you'll see it starts flashing real fast like that. From this guy here, beside these comparators here, 1, 2, 3 droppers, and then a dispenser on top to dispense our bone meal. And we can also get ourselves a lever right here. This is our on-off switch, so that stops this guy. Gonna get a couple more droppers here. Just 2, and this will return our saplings to us. We'll put this redstone dust here so that whenever this guy fades off and starts dispensing bone meal, we get a sapling distributed to us. Now, we'll hop up one like this and out one like so. Put some redstone dust. We got to put a solid block here to block off that. And if we listen when we turn this on, here it starts firing some of those droppers up there, and we will eventually have hoppers going out here. Put a redstone dust on top of that guy. This hopper doesn't feed into this tower. It'll eventually feed to replenish our sapling supply. And yeah, that is this bone meal dispensing circuit. In my design there, I have the hoppers coming out this direction to supply bone meal so that we have a lot of stock. And now we're going to come to the back side of this repeater, bring a couple blocks across like that with some redstone dust, and then switch colors here just for a new part of the circuit. And we'll do 3 across in this pattern. 3, 3, but this middle one on this side is going to go up a block. On the outsides in the middle, we're going to have redstone dust, and in here we'll have 3 repeaters, 1 tick, 2 tick, 3 ticks. And then the order doesn't really matter as long as you have 1 of each. And this is borrowed from Nembomb. This will take an observer, like a moving observer pulse, so just 1 pulse of an observer, and turn it into a long enough signal that all of our banks of pistons can activate. Now, coming directly off this redstone dust on this side, we're going to have repeater on 4 ticks into a block, and then another repeater on 4 ticks into a block, and this is our Acacia switch. Get that guy there, and we can just put a block here with a lever on it, and this will activate our Acacia switch. And now, of course, we have to bring it back around this way. 2 more repeaters on 4 ticks and a bit of redstone dust. Put a chest right beside there, double chest. Hopper feeding into the back. This is where all of our backup saplings will get stored, and we can run 1 hopper in at the back, 1 into it, and start our storage system, or our sorting system, which is a pretty standard design. We need to go, down 1 more. Like so. There we go. With comparators on top of these guys. Redstone dust. So this one will overflow. But I don't really think it's too much of an issue. If it does become an issue, you can always add more double chests down below. And so we'll do 1 double chest here, with some hoppers feeding into it. This will be for sticks and apples, and can't forget our redstone torches. So they'll all store here. If this thing is overflowing, just add another hopper and take these chests away. Yeah, we got apple, stick storage. Doesn't really matter which order it is, as long as this is the hopper that feeds back into the chest, and this one points into this one so that all the items go over both. Then we don't have to worry about apples coming and going in here instead of getting filtered out by this item filter. Now that we have the sorting system in, we can go ahead and add all the rest of these hoppers. And you see that hopper will feed into that one. And we're going to continue around here, and we're going to make a 5x5 grid. So we have a 5x5 space with our dirt block at our center. The rest of it is filled in with hoppers. We can add a comparator here, redstone dust here. This redstone dust, when it's powered, will power this sticky piston. Let's just put an item in there, and we can see piston gets powered. And so now when it gets powered, it'll send that pulse, which will break all the leaves and harvest the logs. And now, coming off of here, we're going to start branching up to our piston banks here. So solid block, and then a couple half slabs. That way our power can go up but not down here. And so we use that trick a fair amount in here, like this point here. And we're also going to come down with some half slabs here. 1, 2, 3, 4, I believe, with 1, 2, 3 repeaters, all on 4 ticks. Bit of redstone dust there, so signal can come up a couple different ways, but will not go down onto this green and cause a looping signal through here. We're also going to take a run along here. This will go directly into a sticky piston with an observer facing that way. Run around here and put a repeater, a bunch of redstone dust here. We will also be bringing a set of slabs this way, over by 2 each time, and then we're going to step up again and bring these all the way over to this point here, where I'll have a redstone torch, block, another redstone torch, and put some redstone dust on all of this. Now you'll see that that connects there, so we got to put a solid block there to stop those guys from connecting. And this is how we get power from this green circuit to our 4 sides. So this side here that's off of this pink one will service both the sides that have sticky pistons, so this side and this side, and then that other one there with the torch tower will service both of these 2 sides. Now, on the side this comparator faces, we're going to go wall to wall, full 5 width with sticky pistons, an extra one there, and then we're going to punch out these 2 in the middle for just this bottom row, but this second row and all the rows above will have these sticky pistons here, and those will house our regular pistons. Now we're going to have comparator or observer block, and this will be the start of our piston pushing to crush the leaves and take the logs away. On this side here, sort of a similar thing, but we only have 2, and the center one's a sticky piston to pull the logs away. So this one we do need stuff on the bottom, but again, observer block. On this side, we're going to start here with pistons, and we're going to go 4 across, but then delete the center 2. And again, make this upside down U shape like we have on the other side. We have 2 regular pistons, observer, block, and then on this side, we'll have sticky pistons, 4 of them across. Again, taking out the center 2, and of course we'll stand there, so we don't want these guys to be pushing into our head, but observer, block, like that. This is the, oh, and then on this side we'll have regular pistons and, let's get a guy in there, sticky pistons, like that, and that'll pull the logs, so the logs will get pulled this way by this set of pistons, then pulled this way by these guys, and then pulled and pushed out, and they'll go out here into whatever you want to send them out to. So we're looking at something like this, where we're 12 blocks tall, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 observers and 6 solid blocks on each side, and that's because this is the maximum height that a jungle tree can grow. So we got to be able to clear stuff out if need be. And we'll start on this side. They'll come up to a solid block, and then we're going to slab out this way. And on each second layer, we're going to have solid blocks with redstone on top of them. And then we're just going to have a slab tower all the way up to that top guy. And redstone dust on all of these guys here. So we can see if we put a block there and an item in there to power it, it'll pull that block away. Perfect. Now, on all these other sides, we're going to do the same type of thing where we put solid blocks across with redstone dust on top. And they're all going to have a little bit different. This one is going to be right here, where you can see I left that. We're going to put a slab there, solid block on this side. That way we can get slabs going up here. And it's just because the redstone dust is a little too long, so we have to power it a little differently. And that is by powering this block right here. So come out, 2 repeaters on 4 ticks. And then I have slabs down and connecting up to this redstone dust line like so. Let's get our redstone dust back, and he'll come all the way up. And you'll see that when we power this, we'll also power this redstone line because we'll be powering this block. And then it'll power all this redstone dust that works its way all the way up to this end here. And these last 2 sides are virtually the same, where we'll have blocks coming across, and then the second one will have the same gap that we had on that gray side there. We'll continue solid blocks all the way up, and we'll have slabs here and here, solid blocks on the side, so we still power that piston. But here we're going to have solid block on top of this torch, a little bit of redstone dust down and into here. And this is why we can't cut off that circuit, so we got to have a slab there so the redstone dust can still go down. Slab or a solid block there, repeater on 1 tick, down and into this side as well. So when you're done with it, you should look something a little bit like this, with matching half slab towers all the way up and redstone dust across all of these solid blocks at the back. And now we can see that when we test this, we're going to get pushed around a lot. But you'll see everything, all of these sides will fire and they'll crush in those blocks first. And this is the last bit of required redstone. I promise we're almost there. We're gonna have repeater on 2 ticks from this observer, so when he gets pushed up, he'll activate this into redstone dust. Another repeater on 2 ticks, and blocks, solid blocks all the way up here, solid blocks in here. So we have this nice sort of checkerboard pattern. These guys are all going to get our repeaters on 2 ticks. And then these guys in front of them, which both provide the redstone signal but also cut off this so that these guys don't mix together. These guys all get redstone dust, and we got to add a block up there to stop that guy from connecting to that. But they all get redstone dust, and then we can come up in a nice little slab tower again, just right on the edge of all these blocks here, and redstone dust all the way down. Now we're going to do a couple cosmetic things, like filling up these holes here and along the side to help just keep our saplings from falling out. It's a good idea. You can put any solid block that you want, so I would recommend glass. You might get this redstone dust powering pistons. Otherwise, I'd recommend glass. Nice, allows you to look in and get some sunlight in here. But on that note, we will come in and 1, 2, 3 blocks off the ground, put a light source. Yeah, 3 glass blocks up. So on the 4th block, we can put ourselves a light source, and that'll just light up this ground here. Of course, we can't do it here, but we can come in right about there and put it right down there. You can also add another hopper in here if you feel like leaves are spreading to this area and you're missing out on some saplings. Fill in a couple of these. This stone button here isn't required, but is nice if you have a log stuck in here and you just want to harvest one more time. You can hit that and it'll get it out. Also, we can check out, use a crafting table. We can check out this last little bit that we wired up here. And you'll see it grabs it and pushes it out immediately. On top here, it's a good idea to do a couple, 2 layers of glass or some other block. Wouldn't use wood because wood keeps leaves around and doesn't let them despawn. I prefer glass because I think it looks nice, but just a couple there to help contain everything. Sometimes leaves can grow over your pistons, and they still will grow outside, but this helps contain it a little bit more. And on the inside here, I would recommend putting 2 pieces of carpet down here. That way when you're standing here trying to place a sapling, you don't actually accidentally click on these 2 spaces. You can put some carpet in and around in these spaces as well, but don't put it in any of the other ones because they all get pushed and you'll end up popping off the comparator and redstone dust and pushing some things around that you don't want to. And to provide some bone meal to the system, we'll come in here. Got some hoppers and some chests, another hopper, and then a double chest here. And you can just go with that. You can fill up this large chest here, and this will be where we stand here. But if you want to add chests all the way up this side, you are more than welcome to. Just throw a hopper there. We'll punch out this glass block and bring some double chests around and up like so. And then we gotta put one there. And now we can start into a double chest stack all the way up here. Up as high as you want it. Now, I also had a ladder going up right here, all the way up to the top to allow access to that top chest so we can fill up all of our bone meal and also get access up on top here. You can, of course, extend the ladder over there, though I wouldn't use a solid block, otherwise that chest will be blocked off. Now, you can see from standing down in here, we have access to our Acacia mode, our on-off here. We can place our saplings here, and yeah, this is pretty well done. If you want to see the oak mode, stick around, but you can also just take a solid block, place it at the level of these observers. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th observer. Just place it that level directly over top of our tree where our dirt block is. In order to automate our oak mode, we're going to come beside this piston here, place an observer. Lever on its face allows us to know to just flick this once. Could also use a note block here and an observer behind that we can just hit once. But we'll turn this into a little tower of observer, block, rail, or redstone dust. This is sort of the cheapest way to do it, is just using a random block in here to power. And you can see we can get up to this level, and you can bring it over however you want, really. I'm going to use rails. You can also use redstone dust, but we'll bring it over to in line with the center here. And we'll throw another observer there and turn it into a redstone line. That will come up the slabs here. We're going to have a block of obsidian or furnace or any other non-movable block. right there that our observer slime block will go on, and I'm gonna flick this lever down so it's like we know that the oak switch is down. We'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and an 8th either slime block or solid block, which will be in line with this second from the top observer. And then we can come across and build ourselves a little flying machine here with an observer facing that way. Now we got to go up 8 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oop. And put another non-movable block there, so he's in line with that one. And then just a block that slime blocks won't stick to, so again, a furnace or terracotta in this case, like so. There, so 8 up there, 1 down and to the right a little bit, so it'll be in front of that observer when this guy comes up, and we should see if we do that, it'll come up to that point, right? It'll retract it all the way to flush. So it looks like we need to go up 1 more. There we go. So it's 9 blocks up and then over by a couple. But we can add a nice little staircase of slabs up and over to this block here, and then we'll just add some redstone. We'll wait till this guy gets all the way down to the ground, and I think we have him set on down, but because we're gonna place this last bit of redstone dust, he's gonna go up. So there we go. Now we got it, so it's in the up position, and we can flick it to come down. It's just a simple little flying machine that'll push that block down into the line with the second from the top observer, and that's to prevent big oak trees from growing. And don't forget to load up some bone meal. It doesn't have to be a full dispenser, as long as there's at least a couple in there. This comparator will still read. Grab a stack of your favorite saplings, throw whatever extras you have in this large chest here. They'll flow down into this bottom dropper and will be dispensed for you as you place them. And there we go. And saplings will keep dropping. You'll see I keep getting saplings. Sometimes a stick will fall right here and you might pick it up before the hopper. If that does happen, just take a little step back and the hopper should pick up all the sticks and stuff first. But you'll see you get 1 tree whenever a new tree starts growing, like that. And our items are filtering out sticks here. So you'll get a load of sticks for fuel or whatever you need them for, redstone torches to build more. There's 1 tree harvested, and we get a sapling just as soon as the bone meal comes on. And you can see we're already at more than a stack in here because it is net positive, even on jungle trees. You'll always get more saplings than you use. But before we reach too far out here, I better stop. Doesn't look like anything jammed up. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. As I mentioned, I'd love it if you guys got subscribed and requested your own builds or own redstone projects that you wanted to see down in the comments down below, or in the comments of any of my other videos. I play survival every Monday. Hoping to get back into modded every Friday again. Redstone videos will come out on Wednesdays like this as I come up with them. There will be one next Wednesday as well. So get subscribed even if it's just for that one video. And yeah, if you have any questions, I would be happy to answer them down in the comments. Or you can find me on Twitter, a link for which is down in the description.